This week's best MMA bets, we're talking UFC Vegas 81. I'm going to give you guys my lock of the week, the most confident picks, my favorite underdogs. We'll talk props/value bets and then finish it out with the parlays. So make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn the post notifications on, and make sure to share the video as well. I am super excited for this week's lock. Currently riding a 7-lock streak. This week looking to make it 8 in a row. Last week was Araujo, who ended up being a bit of an underdog as we got into actual fight day. Some line movement happened. He was originally a bit of a favorite, and I did call him as a slight favorite, but was blessed to also have him as a dog later on in the week in him cashing as the 7th lock in a row. So this week is going to make it 8 in a row. So without further ado, the lock of the week.
Chris El Guapo!
Chris Gutierrez over Eletong Haley. I think Chris Gutierrez is going to style on him. Now, the line is not as pretty as Bill Algio's last week, but I'm throwing you out a high confident lock that I definitely see hitting. It's minus 300 for the Chris Gutierrez side. When I originally was planning to pick it as a lock, which was Sunday when I did the full card breakdown, it was minus 190. We've seen a lot of confidence wean on that line and really spread it out as the week's gone on. It may get a little bit wider, so keep your eyes peeled on it. At the end of the day, how I see the matchup is Eletong Haley, not a bad fighter. I respect his power, I respect his pressure, but ultimately when I see the side of Chris Gutierrez, I have a much slicker striker with better movement who counters well, and then Eletong Haley with the pressure forward style. I think he's going to struggle with the counter strikes. The leg kick should be on point. I think Gutierrez is going to work him for 3 rounds. I'm saying he's getting a decision. Now, Gutierrez was supposed to fight Montel Jackson last week. Let me be real with you guys. This is a serious step down in competition. And it's not that Eletong Haley isn't a decent fighter, but he lost to Casey Kenny. He drawed with Gustavo Lopez. This is not Montel Jackson. This is not Pedro Munoz, who recently Chris Gutierrez lost to, and he was a favorite going into that fight. So it seems like everybody has jumped off of the Chris Gutierrez train because of a loss to a longtime top-tier contender in Pedro Munoz. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me, and obviously now people are back attacking that side, and that's why we got a minus 300 line. Now, I think he's going to get it done by a decision. The line for decision is going to be I guess the word should be a little bit more playable, but it's not amazing. Currently seeing it sitting around minus 125. I do think Gutierrez is getting a decision. Regardless of that, the money line lock, yeah, minus 300 is not the prettiest tag, but you guys know my mentality, which is why I've been on this lock streak. Playable enough so, and shit, if you got in at minus 190, you're golden. Now, if you don't worry, because Gutierrez is good paired up with maybe some other fighters as a pretty solid parlay piece. At the end, we will talk parlays, and you'll definitely hear Chris Gutierrez's name brought back up. Looking to make it 8 in a row. I see it happening this week. I got high confidence on this line. Lock of the week, Chris Gutierrez. Let's jump now to the most confident picks. I'll throw 4 of them up on the screen and I'll read them off to the people here. We got Edgar Chairez over Daniel Lacerda. We saw this fight before and it was going the way of Chairez. Terrence McKinney over short notice replacement Brendan Marodi. I think he's going to run him over. Jennifer Maia over Viviane Araujo, who I think at this point is not to the same level as she once was, but also Maia, just in general, a bad stylistic matchup. And also maybe a little bit, I want to say, of a somewhat risk because of the unprovenness at a higher level, but I got to go Tainara Lisboa. I'll add her to the slate, but I'm going to throw an asterisk on her. I look to get 4 most confident picks, and I was like, you know what? I think these are the 4 to put on the slate, and Lisboa, I really think has the skills to win, but at the end of the day, under 10 professional MMA fights. So that's just a little red flag I'm going to throw at you out the gate for. But let's go talk about each one in detail. I'll give you some thoughts on the matchup. So Edgar Chairez, We saw him and Daniel Lacerda fighting, and he was on his way to winning. And it's not like Daniel Lacerda, a.k.a. Daniel Da Silva, was having a lot of success in the first round. Shiras was winning the fight where Lacerda is his best. Lacerda is a one-round savage. After that, he wilts. He falls apart. I think Shiras is getting the win. Now, he's minus 300 as a favorite. I'm calling submission. He was on his way to subbing Daniel Lacerda last time, and I think that if the ref would have gave him more time, he might have put him to sleep with it. Plus 250 for sub. For something that I think can happen again. Now, could it be in the second round? Definitely possible. Last time out, though, he was having big success in round one. Looking at it, Daniel Lacerda is a one-round fighter. So let's just say Shiras in the second round, just to throw a line at you. It's plus 450 for that Shiras second round. Interesting. I do think he's live, though, in all three rounds. I see him getting the finish. I specifically see the submission. I'm going Shiras for the win. I think he's going to beat him. He already had the W in. I mean, it wasn't his fault that the ref jumped in a little early and, right away Lacerda woke up. Shiras was on his way to getting that strangle, and he had that guillotine locked. I think he'll do it again. Terrence McKinney, now he's minus 450, and currently the odds are not out and about for this matchup as far as props. But I'll tell you this, Terrence McKinney in the first round, I feel good about him winning this fight early. Marody's taking this fight on short notice, and Terrence McKinney is going to come out like a bat out of hell. And I think he's going to give him so much problem on the feet, also with the grappling positions. To me, I don't see Marody having a chance anywhere that this fight takes place. I see this as a one-sided ass whooping. That's why Terrence McKinney's on this lineup. He has to be. If he doesn't go out there and destroy Marody, I'll be shocked. I will be shocked. I'm going to say sub. I could also see knockout. I'm thinking first round T-Rex Terrence McKinney. Now, Jennifer Maia, she's a minus 145 favorite in this fight here over Viviane Araujo, which is not a bad line. Decision is only minus 105, so I like money line better. I think Maia would be a very good money line type attack. I think she's a good close money type of play. And looking at over 2.5, it's minus 455. I also think that does happen. I think they go distance. Maia, to me, is just better than Araujo at this point. I think her boxing is going to be better. I think she'll be able to defend the grappling onslaught. And I think Maia's cruising to 3 rounds, probably to 0. I mean, maybe it could be 29-28, but I think that Jennifer Maia is getting a clean W. So I'm going Jennifer Maia as a most confident pick. Highly confident in this lady right here. Now, Tainara Lisboa, who I already threw the red flag on, the end of the day, she's way more vicious than what I've seen of Ravina Oliveira. I mean, Tainara Lisboa is a physically strong woman who hits hard. She can strike. She can grapple. She comes from a Muay Thai base. Now, Oliveira has a bit of a Muay Thai style too, but she's a lot sloppier with the striking. She does do decent work holding opponents against the cage, but I don't think it's going to be easy to do against Tainara Lisboa here. I think Lisboa is going to beat her up and hurt her on the feet, and then I can see Oliveira gassing late and getting strangled. I'm going to say Lisboa by submission. At the end of the day, though, ladies matchup, it's plus 200 for that line, minus 330 Lisboa. This one here is the red flag. You know I need a fourth, and at the end of the day, I've been keeping it consistent with 4 every single week. I need to add Lisboa in. Now, there was also a thought like, damn, do I throw TJ Brown in? But you know what? The reason I didn't is because I respect the dog and Elkins way too much to put TJ Brown against him in the most confident pick section. And I didn't want to throw a dog in the most confident pick section. Not that a dog can't be high confidence picks. I got some confident dogs. I just want to keep consistent. It's the most confident favorites on the card, and those are the 4. But I do want to jump to the favorite underdog. So if you guys haven't, smash that like button. And if you're new, subscribe. I think you guys are going to love it this week because I got 4 high confidence dogs this week. We'll put them all up on the screen and let's talk quickly about each one, and then I'll break them all down. Normally you guys see like 2, 3 dogs, sometimes even 1. This week, I got the 4, the big 4, the dangerous 4. All right, we have Irina Alexieva over Melissa Dixon. Love that one. We have Cameron Simon over Christian Rodriguez. Love that one. We have Andre Petroski over Michel Pereira. Like that one. Adrian Yanez over Jonathan Martinez. I like that one. Now, love and like. There's a reason I'm differentiating maybe the confidence levels because of the simple fact here is that I recognize with specifically, we're going to talk Petroski and Pereira first real quick because I have to bring up the less confident side. If Michel Pereira's hips are on point and he really fills into a middleweight frame, he could be terrifying on the feet, and I could see him knocking Petroski out, who's a limited striker. But let's say it goes the way that I'm seeing. Petroski's out muscling him in the grappling, putting him on his back, beating him up, and working towards a sub. Andre Petroski is a plus 155 dog with a sub line of plus 600. He can grapple. He's got a good arm triangle. He caught Nick Maximov in a sub. I believe Anaconda, maybe Darce, but I'm like 80% sure it's Anaconda. I think that the side of Petroski's so live for a sub. So plus 155 Petroski money line, sub plus 600. That would be more that like Hail Mary sprinkle to really add some steam to your attack. Now we're going to jump to the next one. We're like kind of going from lower confidence on up. But I'd say Yanez and Petroski, it's a similar level of confidence, but the line obviously is wider for Petroski. You get a bigger plus money tag. Yanez plus 105, KO plus 200. I recognize Jonathan Martinez is an extremely tough fighter. Jonathan Martinez is a very skilled kickboxer who's on a roll right now. And Adrian Yanez could get picked apart from the outside. But when I see the boxing range, I see the Yanez advantage. He does have powerful hands, and I'm not writing Yanez off for a loss to Rob Font, who's one of the best boxers in the bantamweight division. I think that Adrian Yanez is still a prospect and a problem at 135 pounds. I think him and Jonathan Martinez is a great scrap, but I think Yanez is going to find the chin in a war and knock him out. Plus 105 Yanez, KO, plus 200. I'm going with the side of Adrian Yanez in that, even though I think Jonathan Martinez is a great kickboxer. And I really like Jonathan Martinez. I picked him over Said Nurmagomedov. I have a lot of respect for his game. But when you're throwing him a striker that I think can crack a little bit better with the hands, I think he's live to get chinned. So I'm going Yanez by KO. He's plus 105. Let's jump to the next one. The excitement rises even more here. Cameron Sayaman. I think he can beat Christian Rodriguez. I think he can put a higher pace on him. I'm not oversold on Rodriguez's wrestling. I'm not oversold on his danger in the striking. He's skilled, but not extraordinary. I think Simon's just got something a little bit better than him. A little bit of that thing, like that skill set, especially young. I think he's 22 years old. Just that little thing that can separate the two. He's a bit better. I expect a competitive fight, but Simon being a bit better. I think his jiu-jitsu's a bit better. I think maybe in the close range, the hands are a bit better. Elbows are going to be more threatening. Plus 115 for Simon. Decision plus 250 for Simon. Over 2.5 minus 175. When I got two up-and-coming guys like this facing off, and you know they both have a ton of potential in the game, I really think, though, that the side of Cameron Simon can do it. I like the plus money. Plus 115. I believe in Simon. I think he can get a win here over Christian Rodriguez. W over Mana Martinez, regardless of Mana not being top tier. At the end of the day, Christian Rodriguez, he beat Rosas, and he was getting dominated in the first round. And he beat Joshua Weems, I believe, who's, I don't think, with the promotion any longer. I think Cameron Simon wins this fight in a hard 3-round battle. Simon, underdog. Love the pick. Now, Irina Alekseeva, plus 130. Sub for her is plus 475. But I'll tell you, Alekseeva could also knock Melissa Dixon unconscious. The KO for her is plus 1100. She comes to scrap. Alekseeva's a street fighting style. She's going to close the distance, throw bombs, and she will threaten you on the ground. She has a Sambo background. Melissa Dixon, she got a big W in her last fight that has, everybody kind of jumping up and down about her as a, prospect. But at the end of the day, she beat Zelena Kiova in the last one by TKO. It was at Aries FC9. And that girl is fucking awesome. That girl is a great striker and was beating the shit out of Melissa Dixon on the feet until mistake. She gets mounted. She's getting beaten up. But let's be honest, 4:59 of round number 1, early stoppage by the ref. That fight was called too soon. And I think that Melissa Dixon is being overrated for obviously a good W. It's a legit win, for sure. Awesome performance, even though she was getting beaten up. She still got the finish, regardless of me disagreeing with the stoppage. Arina Alexieva, not a girl to be messed with. She beat Stephanie Egger, locking up the legs. She threatens with subs. She cracks with her hands. I think she's a bully in this fight. Plus 130. I like the money line. I think she's getting the finish too. I like submission. KO's not impossible. Give me Alexieva by sub though, the official prediction. Plus 130 money line is beautiful too. The side of Alexieva gets me damn excited. The Russian Ronda bringing the heat. And I think she's getting a win as a dog over Melissa Dixon. Those are my favorite underdogs on the card. I do want to talk just a little bit about the prop / value bets, and honestly, more just breeze over the section because, there's still things we could briefly mention here. Now, I'm looking at fights that I haven't already mentioned. Main event, Yusuff Edson Barboza. Coin flip war. Official pick is Yusuff, just to tell you guys. But it's an absolute war, and the betting side is not over enthusing to me, at least not pre-weigh-ins. Looking at TJ Brown and Darren Elkins, I think they do go 3 rounds. I am picking TJ Brown. Over 2.5 is minus 140. Brown to win by decision is plus 175. I like the over 2.5. Now with this fight here, we got Emily Ducote and Ashley Yoder. I think they probably go over. It's minus 350. My pick is Ducote. To be honest, I almost put her in the most confident pick section, but it's simply the fact that women's fight, well, granted, I got Lisboa in there, so that's already a risk, but it's more the fact that Yoder's so long. She's got that length advantage, and 4-1 is just an unjustified line. So over 2.5 minus 350, I do think probably goes down. Those are the props that I wanted to breeze over. I don't want to go too in-depth talking about anything else. We brought up so many of the fights on the card, just talking most confident picks, favorite dogs, and the lock of the week. So let's now jump to the fan favorite section, the fame section, the parlays. All right, let's parlay something up here. Let's get the parlays moving, all right? I'm going to put Gutierrez minus 300, and I'm going to put the side of Yanez minus 300. Minus 129, I think there's a good chance they both hit. I do. I think there's a real good chance. Now, if you added in underdog, Cameron Sayaman, you got plus 300. You don't like that dog. If you went Alexieva, you got plus 300 as well. So something to look at, something to consider. Now, you can go towards Terrence McKinney at plus 117. I got Gutierrez, Shirez, McKinney. I do think these big 3 hit. I think there's a real good chance that they do. I know they're big favorites, but it is what it is. I'm confident that they're winners of the fights that they're in. And if you threw Maia now at the top, plus 262, and then you throw a Simon in your lineup, now you're looking at some nice stuff. Plus 733. Alexieva, plus 1774. We're getting a little crazy, but you know what? Why not? Throw Lisboa, plus 2,310. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's risky, though. It's still risky. Even though the confidence is high on the calls, it's still risky because the fight game is absolutely mad. Now, the side of Terrence McKinney, just with the side of Chris Gutierrez, a lock, and then a high confidence call, minus 159. But if you don't want Gutierrez, you want to fade the lock, even though I've got 7 in a row and this one's going to make it 8, you could go Shirez, and now you're looking at about minus 160 for that one there, which is not an awful play either. I don't think it's crazy. I don't think it's crazy at all. Go the side of Simon, plus 278 to add that one in. I got some other parlays written down here that I will bring up, though. Now, I got a pure ladies 2-fighter parlay. Jennifer Maia with Alexieva is calling my name. At plus 275, I like these 2 girls to fucking hit. Then you add in T-Rex, you got plus 358. Then it's worth it. Added in the side of Chris Gutierrez, now you got plus 400. Or you added in even the likes of Shirez, you're at plus 400, plus 567, plus 715. That plus 715 line is beautiful. That is a beautiful line. Now, if you just want to go close money savagery maybe, and you're like, yo, give me the dog. All right, I'll give you Alexieva. Give you another dog. I'll give you Cameron Simon, plus 418 for those 2. Then if you threw Maia in, now you got plus 763. Then if you said, fuck it, man, let me back you with T-Rex, plus 954. Or maybe you just went Gutierrez, plus 1,050, and now plus 1,300. We're going nuts. We're throwing Chirez, plus 1,774. This is making a lot of sense to me. I do think this one has a real good chance of hitting. I do. I really do. You went the over in the fight with Elkins and Brown, which I guess doesn't exist here. Unfortunate it doesn't exist, but I know it's around the minus 140 range, so I'll just pop this in. You got around plus 3,000 for that one. But be cautious with the parlays. Like, 2 or 3 fighters is the safer side. You can ride with what I have for the most confident pick section. You can ride with what I have for the underdogs, mix and match. You guys can kind of get a read of where all my confidence is at. The lock of the week. Do as you feel the right move would be. 2 or 3 fighters is better for safety, but if you want a lottery ticket, obviously there's ways to lottery ticket it because we got a lot of lottery ticket options. And I'll be throwing more parlays out throughout the week. Obviously, I'm doing a money line show on Thursday with my guy Mike Finch, so stay tuned to his parlay that he's going to be dropping Thursday. I'm looking forward to that. Late Night Live, which will be taking place Wednesday night, special edition. So you're probably watching this Wednesday during the day. Wednesday night, keep your eyes peeled. I got another video coming. I got the live stream coming. The Late Night Live show sets Moneyline's a special Thursday edition this week. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this week's Best MMA Bets. I am so excited. 8 in a row is coming with Chris Gutierrez getting it done. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. Much love to everybody watching the content. I appreciate you all. Definitely let me know what you thought of the picks in the comments down below. Throw some of your favorite underdogs, your locks of the week, or maybe even some of just your most confident picks / parlays and props, because I want to know what my people are thinking. If you got nothing to say in the comments, though, and you just enjoy the content, as always, drop a W in the chat to boost the algorithm for your boy. I appreciate you all. I got more content coming all week, so keep your eyes peeled. Post notifications, turn them on. Don't just leave them on personalized. Put them on all so you don't miss a video, because daily content is coming on the channel. Much love, my people, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.